not just now, but throughout the day, taking a couple of seconds to stop and think and say, let me take a deep breath. Let me take a long exhale. And connect that with the different muscles in your body. Excuse me. Because that deep breath opens up the rib cage, opens up your whole body so that your internal organs have a chance to do their function properly. And that's the main thing. Posture makes us look thinner and better, but it really helps improve the way our body works. And that's why your posture is so important. So we're coming on to the 8 o'clock hour. This will probably be about a 45-minute to 50-minute session. We will likely end in Shavasana. If you want to stay in that position, you can. If not, I'll kind of talk you out of it too. So my clock says 8. We might run out of music. We'll find out. But if you're just joining me, we're getting ready to begin. And we'll take a deep breath and long exhale. And let's realize that that deep breath and long exhale could be different for everyone. So I might tell you to take a breath, and I might remind you to exhale, but ultimately do what's comfortable for you. And as you take that breath and you raise the rib cage and you feel your body open up, draw your shoulders back, center your head, let it push back a little bit over your spine. And as we continue our breath, we focus on feeling how it affects your body. Let's also think about that exhale. That exhale relaxes, lets your shoulders drop, and lets them pull back into their proper position. It also tightens the abdominals. So think about that with me on your next exhale. Feel how that exhale tightens, and keep exhaling until you can barely exhale, and give it a little more. Now, one thing when we think about relaxing and drawing the shoulders back, we forget that the proper position for them is behind us, with our chest lifted, our head tall. So it might feel like you're squeezing your shoulder blades, but you're not. You're putting them in their proper spot. So as we take our next deep breath, we'll bring the arms out to the side slowly and gently, and we'll draw them back so those shoulder blades will be right where they're supposed to be. And we'll take a deep breath and bring those arms all the way to the ceiling. And as they come up, we keep the shoulders down. We'll take a breath here. As we exhale, we'll tighten the stomach, feel a little bit light in the knees. And on our next deep breath, we'll reach a little higher with that belly button. And then we'll exhale out to the side, pushing the arms gently back to engage those shoulder blades and back muscles. And then using that breath and coming all the way down to the bottom into our mountain pose. And if you're just joining me now, remember, this is your yoga. Know your limitations. Do what feels comfortable. You don't have to do something if it doesn't feel right. Deep breath, come up, halfway hold, draw the shoulders back, chest up. Take another deep breath, raise to the ceiling, even higher this time, but allow those shoulders to stay down, away from your ears. Taking a breath, let's inhale and gently lean towards the right, slowly pushing the arms back behind you. As you take a breath and you feel your body lift away from your hips, exhale back to the center. Take a breath, exhale to the other side, to the left side. And if I get them backwards, hopefully you'll know what to do. Take a breath here and reach a little further. And then exhale back to the center. And then on your breath, gently bring those arms down. As they come down, lift that chest. As you push the elbows back, think about trying to touch something behind you, whether it's the wall or just the air. And then with a deep breath, drop the shoulders, release the arms into your mountain. So putting that all together, take a deep breath up. Exhale, tighten the shoulder blades, tighten the abs, take another deep breath. Exhale up. This time, bring the hands together. And as we inhale and lift a little higher, And we exhale and drift towards the right side. We'll use that breath to inhale to the other side and exhale when we get there. This is our willow tree. And our willow tree is going to blow in the wind, a gentle wind. And as it does, it's looking for the sun. So we're reaching up a little bit more each time as we bend over and we come through, exhaling, bending, breathing what's most comfortable for you. And as we bring ourselves back to the center and this willow tree finds the sun, we'll take that breath and slowly lower, dropping the shoulders and allowing the arms to come apart. I know for some people it's comfortable to have the hands together and some people it's not, so either way is fine. Take a breath, exhale back, release into your mountain. From here, let's wiggle those feet a little bit. Wake them up a little bit because we're going to start moving them as well. And as we take a breath, we're going to bend those knees and hinge a little bit. When we hinge, we're thinking about just cutting right here at the hips. The knees can be bent or they can be straight. And here we're going to push the arms up to the ceiling. So we're only going to go about parallel to the floor. And this is bringing us in towards our chair pose. So we're going to swing those hands towards our ankles and come up into our chair pose. Now, your chair pose might be different. Some people like to be very low with the arms very high. Some people like to be very high. You pick what's right for you. But think of it like sitting in a chair. Take a deep breath, press through those heels, rise up to salute. Deep breath, reach out, pinch those shoulder blades, pull those thumbs back. Use that exhale to come back to our mountain, reaching to the floor. Deep breath, begin that hinge, push the arms up. This time rotate the palms to the ceiling. And remember, you're pressing chest first to wherever you want to stop. Take a breath, exhale, pass those ankles into that chair. And in that chair, you want to feel the weight through the heels, but keep the toes on the floor too. As you take a deep breath, exhale, drive through the legs, up to salute. Stomach is tight as we inhale and exhale out. Take another breath, we'll bring it all the way back in. And similar to that chair pose, we're going to come down and hinge into a half bend. So all that means is that your arms are going to come right to the mid-thigh. We're going to think about extending the head to the wall in front of you and keeping the weight centered on the heels. From here, we're going to release into a forward fold so we can drop those arms to the feet. And taking a deep breath while we're there, we expand the back and we exhale to relax. On your next deep breath, exhale up to that half bend again. And in the half bend, let's focus on those shoulders pulling back, chest lifting, just to look a few feet in front of you. Take a deep breath and drop to that forward fold again. This time a little more relaxed, a little deeper. If your head's not comfortable this low, then stay up here in the half bend. If you are comfortable, then we'll take our hands to our elbows. And with a deep breath, we'll exhale towards the left into a little ragdoll. Taking a breath here, exhale back to the center, where we pause for gentle. Deep breath, exhale to the other side. So our goal is to get wherever it feels comfortable. Take a breath, return to the center. One more time, we'll take a breath, rotate towards the left. And as we hold here, we'll take a breath and try to feel that body move away from the lower back on the right side. And exhale back to the center. Take a breath to the other side, to the right. Stay there for a full breath to feel that opposite side stretch. And exhale, we'll return to the center. And we'll release those arms and come back to our half bend. Drawing the shoulders back. And if your feet are not shoulder width apart, go ahead and put them there now. Or even a little wider if it's more comfortable. As we lift that chest, we're going to slowly rotate to one side. And as we rotate, we want to think about that body expanding away from us. Holding for another deep breath. Nice long exhale that ends by bringing us back to the center, where we're going to drop into that fold, finding ourselves getting a little bit lower. Deep breath, return to that half bend. Use that breath to pull the shoulders back, elbows up, chest comes forward. Deep breath, exhale to the right. Think about that spine just rotating and using that breath to lengthen the body. And then exhaling just to hold. You don't have to push. And on your next exhale, we'll return to the center and we'll rise up chest first. And as we come up, we restack into our mountain pose. So in our mountain pose, the head is aligned over your spine, stomach is tight, shoulder blades are pinched. As we take a breath, we'll bring those arms out to the side. Now we're used to them pulling back and squeezing the shoulder blades. And we'll step that left foot over, and we'll plant the ball of your foot right near your ankle. And from here, we can come up into a modified tree pose, keeping our both feet on the ground. Or if you'd like, you can take one foot up to wherever feels right for you. You can lift a little bit off the floor or the calf or higher. Or you can come back down and release. Right to our mountain. Deep breath, salute. Deep breath. Exhale, hold. Switch to the other side. So we bring that left foot over and we get that balance first. Drawing the shoulders back to help our balance. We'll bring that leg either up a little bit, leaving a toe on the floor or on the ankle or wherever you want. If you want to change the arms overhead, that's fine too. The outside arms sometimes help you balance better. And then as we inhale and exhale out, we'll bring those arms out into a 5-point star. So our feet can be nice and wide. Now I like the 5-point star a little higher sometimes. Pressing the thumbs back, squeeze your shoulder blades, take a breath, extend in all directions. Exhale, feel that stomach and lower back come together. Bring those arms into a cactus. With our cactus, we're pushing the shoulder blades back, helping improve that posture and strengthen your back. And with a deep breath, exhale all the way into a wide mountain. And if your feet are not wide yet, go ahead and do it now. I'm going to go even a little bit wider. And in this position, you can actually take your toes and point them out just slightly, right along this line, which brings us back up towards the star. Deep breath, extend those arms. Pull the stomach in when you exhale. And then let's bring it all the way down. Our wide mountain is going to push those arms back. And in our wide mountain, we're going to hinge. And as we hinge, we'll come to that half bend. And we'll let those legs bend a little bit too, along with the upper body. And then from here, we can take a breath and come into our chair pose. Sitting in a lower chair than normal, reaching those arms back, wrapping them around your spine, and feel the weight of your body go through your heels. Now, as we start to push those heels into the floor, we'll tighten the glutes and slowly rise up, tightening the rest of the leg. And as we take a deep breath, we'll reach it out into that star. And we'll take a breath and bring it down and scoop it right back into our chair. So remember, your chair can be high, low, whatever you want, but we do want to push those arms back. Squeezing those shoulder blades, use your breath and exhale up, pressing the heels into the floor, nice and high. From here, we can come into a cactus. And if your toes aren't turned out a little bit, you can do that right now, because as we come down, we're moving into goddess pose, which is okay for the guys too. But we're going to press the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades, press the heels into the floor. It's like a mini squat or a horse stance. Taking a deep breath, we press the heels. We feel like we're squeezing the legs together. So at the very top, we are strong in those legs. Taking a breath, we're going to come right back into that goddess pose and refocus on that upper back and refocus on the heels and the glutes. This time we're going to press the feet into the floor and gently push the knees open so we can feel more of those legs working, but not so much that we're going to get too out of breath or too tense. Take a deep breath, rise. As we take that breath and exhale down, back to our wide mountain, we're going to slowly turn to your right side. We're going to point one foot forward. Back foot is going to be pointing either straight out or at an angle. And first thing we're going to do is just hinge that leg and allow that foot to rotate. So we come down into what's a low or high lunge. And from here, we're just going to walk that foot back, that left foot, back, and then drop down a little bit. So with our upper body, we want to be relaxed. We're going to slowly press that to the floor. And then we're going to step back. I'm going to allow this leg to come underneath us. We're going to do a little bit on the floor here. So coming onto tabletop, we're going to draw the shoulders back, relax the feet, and with a deep breath, we'll exhale into our cat. So we know the cat is pushing that belly button to the ceiling. Take a deep breath, exhale into cow. So we'll draw the shoulders back, tailbone goes up. We think about stretching the abdominals here. And then deep breath, exhale back to cat. And this time think about the arms. Push the arms gently into the floor. Open up that upper back. And then take a breath and transition back to cow. Shoulders pulling back, nice and gentle stretch. And as we return to tabletop, we can take those legs and we can open them up a little bit. So as wide as you want or as narrow as you want. And we'll slowly press back into extended child pose. So with our extended child pose, we're gently pushing the chest to the floor, not the chin. We want that head lined over your spine. And we're slowly using our breath to press that chest down. Once we get to where you want to be, we can widen the fingers. We can take a deep breath and push those shoulders gently away from the spine. And use our exhale to release a little more. And maybe even press those arms against the mat. Help push your butt down a little further. Next exhale, we'll bring it back to the top. We'll recenter those hands directly underneath you so you can squeeze your shoulder blades. And from here, we're going to take that left arm, and we're going to reach it out, and we're going to thread the needle. So as we extend that arm through, we'll slowly come down. We'll slowly rest our head on the ground, and we'll think about that shoulder working its way away from your ear. And you can support the opposite hand right there by your face. If you prefer, you can take that opposite arm straight out, or you can even place that opposite arm on your low back. So any one of those three positions is fine. As we inhale though, we think about that arm and that shoulder blade pulling away from your spine. And your exhale just allows you to sink into it. So one more deep breath, long exhale. And then we'll slowly use the opposite arm to press your body up, almost like a one-armed push-up. And we'll recenter ourselves, drawing the shoulders back, getting into a nice strong tabletop. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze here and your stomach pull inward. Let's take the other hand. Well, stretch it out, but I don't have enough room. And we'll extend it underneath and do the same. So as we reach, we slowly lower to whatever's comfortable. Using that breath, we feel how that breath can push the shoulder away. Remember, if you want to extend the arm, or if you want to put the arm behind the back, you can do that as well. Using that breath, feel that upper back open up a little more, and then let it relax and sink. On your next breath, we're going to exhale and press up, coming back to our tabletop. And in our tabletop, we're going to go ahead and take, I believe it's going to be your right leg, forward. From here, we're coming back into that lunge position where we started. So we have that back leg dropping. We want to make sure our ankle and knee are in line. If it's not comfortable, you can drop this leg. But from here, we're going to slowly rotate that back leg and come upward. And if you need something to balance, you can do that. From here, the foot can be either straight or angled. Most people will angle it inward. And we're going to come into our warrior poses. So we bend that front leg, press the heel into the floor. And as we rotate our upper body, we come into warrior one. Now in warrior one, we're actively pushing those arms back. The back is tight. We're pressing that front heel into the floor. We take a breath and we lift the body up to the ceiling. And as we hold that pose, we try to lengthen the legs, pushing them apart on that sticky mat. Deep breath will open this up. Just rotating that upper body, bringing the arms out to warrior two. In warrior two, we can look here or we can look straight ahead. Depends on how it feels on your neck. I've got some issues, so I'm going to stay looking right here. But in warrior two, we're extending the arms, lifting the chest. Use that breath also to push the legs away. Get strong. Make sure that front heel is pressing into the floor. From here, we'll take a deep breath and we'll tilt back into reverse warrior. And we'll think about our weight settling on that back leg. And as we take a breath, we'll reach the arms to the ceiling, lifting the belly button to the ceiling, the opposite arm to the ground as we gently push the hips underneath us. I want to feel a greater stretch through that back leg. Keep using that breath to lengthen. And on your next exhale, we're moving into extended side angle. So what that means is we're coming here, bracing, and bringing that arm all the way over. So as we do this, we have the heel pressed into the floor. Yes, we're lengthening the arm, which means we can also lengthen the back leg. Think about it almost pushing away from you. And as you take a deep breath, think about the rib cage moving away from your hips, creating a smaller waistline. And as that heel stays pressed into the floor, we'll take a deep breath and exhale up, allowing that leg to straighten. And as we bring the arms out, we'll take a breath and we'll exhale into triangle. So as we come down into triangle, we want to try to get those arms directly opposite. Don't worry so much about trying to touch the floor. Think more about trying to open up. And if that front leg wants to bend, that's okay too. Remember, make it yours. We do want to think about rotating towards the ceiling or maybe keeping our back flat against the wall. Deep breath, just hold a little longer, rotate a little more, or just extend. And as we exhale, come back up. Right to warrior two, bending that front leg, easing into it, maybe a little lower than the first time. Keep that breath going. And on your next exhale, we come back to warrior one. Maybe a little lower, maybe the shoulders back a little further or the chest a little higher, stomach a little tighter, just better than the first. And as we take our breath, we'll bring those arms down outside that front foot. And we'll allow the back foot to rotate again. And from here, we're going to slowly drop that leg. And we're going to go ahead and come up and aim back and just lean ever so slightly forward. From here, we'll rise and we'll slowly come to the side so we can extend that leg out. And you might need to adjust. If you need something under your knee, you can roll your mat or grab something. But with that leg out to the side, we come into some gate poses. Deep breath will release. And instead of rushing into it, we'll first think of taking a breath and lifting the body to the ceiling. Not the arm, but the body. We're cutting from here up. And then we'll take a breath and slowly ease over, allowing ourselves to reach, but also for that arm to push back to the wall. So as we breathe, that deep breath lifts the body from the hips. And that exhale extends us a little further. Deep breath, rise all the way up. Bring it out to the side. Pinch those shoulder blades. Keep them nice and strong as we come to the side into a side plank. Now you can keep the knees down, the leg down, but focus on the shoulders, the shoulder blades being tight. This is what holds your plank in a safe position. If you want to lift the leg, you can, but more importantly, again, focus on that upper body. And inhale. Exhale slowly up. Use the abdominals to raise all the way to the top. And as we take a deep breath, we'll come down and bring that leg in. And from here, we're going to point the toes to the floor. We're going to slowly shift our weight back and walk those feet into a forward fold. Knees can be straight or bent. We'll exhale and just let it release and step a leg out to the side as we come in to our half bend. So our half bend is almost like our squat. Taking a deep breath, we'll go ahead and come into our chair pose. Weight on the heels, keeping those legs strong. And then we'll take a breath and come all the way up to salute. Exhaling to tighten those abs. Reaching out, arms pushing back to the wall. And then slowly bring them all the way down to our mountain pose. Deep breath. Nice long exhale. As we take the other foot, most likely your left foot, and we point it in one direction. Now if the legs are not far enough apart, go ahead and adjust. The further apart they are, the better it's going to be. So from here, we're nice and tall, and we'll rotate to drop those arms and let that back foot turn around to face the other toes as we drop straight down. So we should easily be able to see that our ankle and knee are in a straight line. If the knee is going forward, then we need to take the back foot and push it back a little more. We want to drop straight down to feel that stretch in both legs. And from here, we are going to stand back up. So rotate that back leg, walk those hands around, bring that other toe forward. We are now in a wide forward fold. Take a deep breath and walk those fingers over towards your left leg. Allow the hands to cross one over the other and take a breath to open up your back. And then long exhale to let it release. And on your next exhale, walk back to the center. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. Take a breath and walk those hands to the other leg. Remember, both sides aren't necessarily the same, so do whatever feels right on each side. With those arms stacked, use that breath to open your back. And exhale nice and long, letting it relax. And on the next exhale, we'll bring our fingertips back to the center to our nice wide forward fold. And while we're here, we'll come up into our half bend, which means we will sit into our chair, nice wide chair. Squeezing the shoulder blades, feeling the strength in our legs, pushing the knees out to the side ever so slightly. Taking a breath and rising up, pressing through the legs, keeping them strong. With a deep breath, we exhale into our goddess, and if you need to adjust the feet a little, that's fine. So our goddess, we're squeezing our shoulder blades, knees are pushing outward, heels are pushing gently into the floor and a little bit away from each other. So we have a lot of strength engaged in the entire body. Take a breath, exhale to star. Think of that body lifting away from your hips. Deep breath, return to your goddess. Focus on those knees pushing a little bit away. Feel the glutes and your hamstrings working together as the whole foot presses into the floor. Taking a breath, release to the star. Deep breath, bring it all the way back to our wide mountain. To where we're going to turn again to that left side. And bring those arms down to our lunge. Rotating the other foot, your back foot, and then slowly dropping. We're doing this to get our feet a little wider, because when we get into warriors, the width makes them a lot better. So from here, we'll take a breath and slowly rise up. And as we start to do that, we'll first plant the back foot. And if you need to hold on to the wall or something, that's fine. But here we come into our warrior position for the body, which is a lunge. And we take those arms overhead. So remember, do what's comfortable for you. You might want to go lower. You might want to be higher. Whatever works for you. That's why yoga is a practice. We practice to get better in whatever we can do. So as we keep that front heel pressed into the floor, we'll take a deep breath. We'll lengthen the body and we'll open that up into warrior two. So they may be similar, but we're still extending the arms in a different way and still pushing those legs away. If you want to look straight ahead, you can. I can do it on this side, not the other. With a deep breath, exhale, shifting your weight back into reverse warrior. So reverse warrior, we focus on the hip flexor of that back leg as we extend those arms, gently pushing those hips forward. Using that deep breath to lengthen the body to the ceiling and that lower body through the floor. Next deep breath, we're moving to extended side angle. So we bend that leg again. We brace on it and we extend our body over. From here, we're trying to open ourselves up to the sky. So as we extend that arm, we're really extending the body. So from the belly button up to the rib cage, it's reaching in that direction. In the meantime, our lower body, our back leg, is extending itself away from your hips, lengthening one part of the body away from the other. And as we take our next deep breath and exhale, we can press upward slowly, straightening those legs. And with a deep breath, we'll pull those shoulders back and exhale into our triangle. So again, the leg can be straight or slightly bent, whatever feels right to you. In the triangle, we are trying to rotate towards the sky. Reach the arms in opposite direction. Use that breath to kind of lift your body away from your hips. And gain some awareness of where your body is. Sometimes people lean forward. We want to think about pushing back towards the wall. So one more deep breath, extend a little further. As we exhale, come back to warrior two. Maybe a little deeper, maybe a little stronger, more of that heel pressed into the floor. Shoulders are down, stomach is firm as we take a deep breath and exhale into warrior one. Pushing those arms back a little bit, tailbone underneath you. Think of that inhale as lifting your body away from the hips, and that exhale is extending the legs. On your next exhale, we'll bring those arms down outside the foot. And we'll slowly come down towards that lunge. And as we do that, we'll slowly drop that leg. And we'll go ahead and pull back. And we can hold either straight out. If you want to stack your hands on your legs, you can do that too. Using your breath, we'll exhale up. And as we bring those arms down, we'll slowly rotate towards the front, taking a moment to adjust the legs as necessary so that we have one to the side, one underneath us. And as we come back up and set our posture, we think of that upper body being in mountain pose, and we'll relax that same side arm. As the opposite arm comes up, we think about it pushing back towards the wall. And deep breath, we lift, body away from the hips, and then we can exhale over. And as we exhale over, we're lifting that body away. So we want to feel right where the hips and the low back meet, separating, getting longer. Another breath. Reach a little further, press the arm back a little more. And on your next exhale, we'll rise, setting those shoulder blades nice and firm as we come to the side for our side plank. So we want the arms and shoulders to be stacked, but the shoulders need to push away from the ears, and then the arms press back to squeeze the shoulder blades to keep those shoulders safe. Yes, you can always lift the leg if you want to, but sometimes it's more important to focus on that upper body. As you take a breath, exhale and lift nice and high. From here, take a deep breath. Bring those hands down. Let that leg walk its way inward. And as we stay on the floor for a little bit, we'll bring those legs to the front. And we'll sit up nice and tall. And from here, we can bring those heels close to the butt or butt close to the heels. And then we'll slowly press one vertebrae at a time down to the floor, staying in control. And once we're on the floor, those arms can come down to your side, and we have to be in a mountain pose on the floor too. So take your shoulders, pull them away from the ears. Think of your neck extending in the opposite direction. Gently push the elbows into the ground and the upper shoulders. Take a deep breath and release those arms. If you are squeezing your shoulder blades, then your hands will automatically rotate to the ceiling. And from here, we'll walk those heels in a little closer, and then we'll just gently let the legs fall to one side. You can choose which one first. And then deep breath. We'll exhale all the way past the center to the other side. Gently pressing those legs to the floor and keeping the shoulders down. And then taking a breath, returning to the center. Exhaling to press the low back into the floor. You'll feel those lower abdominals tighten. Then take a breath and release. So nice neutral floor mountain pose. Deep breath one more time to the side. Shoulders staying down, gently pressing those legs to the floor. Holding right there for a breath. Exhale. Bringing it back to the top as you finish that exhale. Deep breath. Exhale to the other side. Pressing those legs to the floor, keeping the shoulder down, even adjusting it if you need to. Then using that breath to return slowly to the center. We'll adjust ourselves back to our nice strong mountain. Bring those feet closer to your butt and about shoulder width. From here, you'll take a deep breath and slowly lift the tailbone up, lifting the hips to the ceiling. Now in your bridge position, it's going to vary for everyone. Some people can go way high and barely have their shoulders on the floor. Remember, it doesn't matter. You do what feels right to you. As we take a breath, we'll slowly exhale down, one vertebrae at a time. And this time we're going to bring a little more focus into that. So as we take our breath and we start to peel that tailbone off the floor into that bridge position, we're going to think about gently pushing the legs out to the side. So as if there was something on either side of your knees and you were just pressing against it gently to hold it there. And as you rise to wherever you want to be, we want to squeeze the glutes, bring some awareness to the lower abdominals, and just keep that breath going as we push the legs out to the side. engaging more of our glutes and hamstrings, and using our next breath to slowly lower. And once we get down, we will reset that upper body, push those shoulders away from your ears because they do move every time your body changes a pose. We'll walk the feet together and we'll take that left foot up. We'll go ahead and place that ankle on the opposite knee. So in this position, we do want to try to have this leg as open as possible. We're going to take a deep breath. And as we exhale, we're going to lift that foot off the floor. So in our supine pigeon, which I call floating pigeon, we are using one leg to press the other leg back. We're keeping the upper body relaxed. I know some people will thread through here and hold on. I say just let your upper body relax. Use that pelvic tilt to do the work for you. And then on your next breath, we'll slowly exhale down. And we'll take that leg, cross it over the top, and we'll let it fall towards the left side. And as we do that, we'll keep our steady breath going. We'll feel that hip flexor on the under leg and a little more stretch. And then we'll take a deep breath and, keeping the legs crossed, move everything to the other side. Move our corkscrew here to the other side and reassess the shoulders. Are they down? Are they away from your ears? Do you have a nice long neck? Those deep breaths are helping your body open up and relax. And then we'll bring that back to the center. And as we do that, we'll uncross the legs and bring them in towards our chest. I like to grab under the knees. It puts a little less stress on the joints. And from here, if you'd like to, you can reach through and find your toes for a little happy baby. So in your happy baby, you can do what you want, but you do want to think about the shoulders staying away from the ears. And even though our body likes to have the shoulder blades pinched, we're not used to it, but that is your more neutral position. So go ahead and pinch those shoulder blades away from your ears and enjoy that happy baby. And on your next exhale, we'll release it, and we'll gently bring those legs back down. And we'll reset that upper body mountain, reaching the arms away. Yes, the chest should automatically lift up if your shoulder blades are squeezed. That is your anatomical position where we want to be. And from here, we'll take the other leg, so it should be your right leg, and cross it onto the opposite knee. So it's really on the lower quad, not necessarily right on the knee. And from here, we'll take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we'll lift that leg off the floor. And with each breath, we exhale. Let's see if we push it back a little bit further. Sometimes it backs off on its own, and we just kind of remind it. So on this next breath, as we slowly exhale, we'll bring that foot down, and we'll let that leg cross over, and we'll let it go towards that right side, keeping those shoulders down, using that breath to lift the rib cage, still pushing it away from the hips always. Next breath, we exhale, moving that corkscrew to the other side, and then resetting those shoulders down. And sometimes on this side, the shoulder pops up. Take that deep breath and exhale. Let the weight of your body do the work for you. On your next exhale, bring those legs back to the top. Use your abdominals to help bring them in, and then uncross. Excuse me. We can gently pull those knees to the chest. And I say gently because I don't want your arms to get tense. So don't tense the arms. Keep them light. That's also why we go find our happy baby. Sometimes we are a little too intense for our own good. So as we find our toes into our happy baby and let those shoulders relax, we can rock back and forth a little. We can kick the legs and stretch them a little. We can open them in and out, whatever positions feel good to you. And as we release that, we'll draw those shoulders back down and slowly lower the legs. And as we release the arms into our upper body mountain, we push those shoulders away from the ears and we draw the shoulders down to touch the floor. We take a deep breath and feel that chest rise. We can work those feet together and let the knees fall out into a bound angle. Taking a deep breath, we'll exhale and we'll tighten through the abdominals, feeling those lower abdominals. Take a deep breath. Feel the abdominals stretch so that as we exhale, we start to pull in the lower abs, the belly button. We finish that exhale with nice strong abs. Now in this position, we can stay, or if you prefer, you can have your knees bent. If you'd like to do your Shavasana with your legs straight, you can do that too. Oftentimes this can put some stress on the back, so if it doesn't feel comfortable, just stick with the knees bent. Perfectly fine. So as we come into Shavasana, I'm going to stop talking. You can gently soften your eyes. You can even close them if you want to. But here, I'll leave you with a couple of words. We'll focus on your breath. So try to clear your mind in Shavasana and focus on what your body's feeling with each breath. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like, you can stay in your Shavasana as long as you'd like. When you're ready to get up, you roll on your side, protect your head. You can gently press up. So here we've come to the end of our yoga, unless you're staying relaxed in your Shavasana. I'm going to sign off for a few minutes and then be back at 9:15 for stretch. So whatever you're doing, enjoy your breath and make it a great day. 45 minutes or so. I have a little music that I can hear, but I'm actually going to turn it down, so I'll be right back. So let's see, we have our disclaimers. And that would be, if you need balance help, have something close by, like a wall or a chair. You can do a lot of the stretches in the chair if you prefer. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. Make your own modification that feels good. I will give you some modifications too, but at the end of the day, know your limitations and do what's right for you, because it's all about making progress. It's not about trying to kill your muscles. We're not trying to do an intense workout. We're trying to do a gentle stretch. And that's the way our body responds best. just kind of easing into it a little bit at a time, sometimes testing itself to see if it's okay in different situations as far as stretches go, but ultimately you've got to maintain your breath. Sometimes we get too intense. So my clock just dinged 9:15, so we'll go ahead and start. So for our stretch, we'll start with our breathing. So let's remember our posture. As we lift our chest to breathe, shoulders pull back. They automatically should squeeze. Our head aligns over the spine. So if you do have a wall behind you, or if you don't, you can pretend like your whole body is flat against the wall. You feel how your shoulders have to really push back to reach that. You can always try that later if you'd like, but this is the posture our body wants to be in. It might not feel comfortable to you right now, but this is where your body wants to be. Take your feet about shoulder width, so we have a nice steady stance here. And we're going to take a deep breath. And as the arms come up, we'll take a breath and we'll push them back and we'll engage those shoulder blades, because if you have shoulder issues, this actual movement here can hurt. I know it did to me a long time ago, until I got my back strong enough. So the more you can focus on engaging your back right here by pushing those arms back, squeezing your shoulder blades, and then keeping them tight as we lower the arms out to the side, you should be able to do this pain-free too. Deep breath will bring it all the way down. So here, just focusing on the breath, nice and easy. I'll tell you inhale, exhale, but you ultimately do what feels comfortable. Let's raise those arms back overhead and make sure we pull the shoulders down. We'll take a breath to one side, exhaling. We'll take a little breath to the other side, and we can exhale when we get there. So in this stretch, we want to keep that stomach firm. We're bending side to side, but we're also lifting the body away from the hips. So we're always going to try to think about separating the upper body and the lower body. So let's relax those arms down. And yes, to you, relaxed means squeezing the shoulder blades. So push those elbows back as far as you can. Make sure the shoulders are dropped down. Take a deep breath and we'll extend the arms. And here we're going to open them on a diagonal, whichever way you like best. And we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades as we open up the chest. We'll bring that back in and we'll open in the opposite direction. So taking a deep breath and extending the arms, feeling that chest push forward, shoulder blades squeeze, and head staying centered. One more again, opposite direction. Open up those fingers. Reach the arms a little further away and squeeze those shoulder blades again. Keep your breath nice and steady, and we'll bring it in. And as we inhale again, we'll exhale one more time. Keeping those fingers open and really extending the arms away. And let's make sure that we don't arch the back. We keep that tailbone right underneath you. Good. And we'll come back into the center. And we'll relax those arms for a little bit, and we'll start moving the legs. So we'll kind of alternate between the upper body and lower body a little bit. So we'll just kind of loosen them up, let them know they're going to get some action. And we'll take a little side to side. And this is where if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. Remember, you're not trying to lift high. You're just trying to move them in the directions that they can move. And maybe even a little Frankenstein to the front. That is a nice straight leg. And all you're doing is extending the leg in front of you. Not trying to kick anything, not trying to reach the ceiling. Just a nice little movement. And from here, we're going to go ahead and take it wide again so that we can bring the heels up behind you. And when we do that, you're kicking the heels to the butt. That's activating your hamstring from behind the knee all the way up. Very important. Sometimes too weak, and we'll work on that. We're kicking that up, getting everything nice and loose. And as we settle down into about shoulder width, we're going to go into a squat. So yes, it's like sitting in a chair and standing up. Only go to whatever feels comfortable. There's no real reason why you need to go super low unless it's comfortable. So whatever, just get the legs moving up and down, but you want to think about sitting your butt back and looking straight ahead. All right, we don't want to round, and we don't want to be looking down because then our posture is going to change. So yes, you should feel those legs warming up a little bit. And then as we get to the top, we'll give that upper body a little focus. So as we bring the arms overhead, we're going to press them back a little bit. We're going to take one hand and place it either on the shoulder or behind your head, whatever's most comfortable. And if that's not comfortable, you can just leave it right here in front. But we're going to try to take that elbow and work it to the ceiling, almost as if we're working the hand down your back, like you have a deep scratch in the middle of your back. You're just going to hold it. And while we're here, that tailbone is underneath you. And the arms are going to come back. And what we're focusing here is on opening up through the chest, part of the outer back, the chest, and the shoulder. And just breathing and let your body get used to that. And keeping the head centered over your spine. The chest is usually the tight muscle that gives us the bad posture. So let's raise those arms, switch sides. So whichever position felt best for you, go ahead and get it there. And then just hold it there. Yes, if it feels like nothing, you can gently move it back. But remember, the idea is to breathe, because that breath is going to open this up. It's going to open up that chest. It's going to open up the back. It's going to make it a lot better. And that's going to take stress off your neck. So let's go ahead and release that and bring it down nice and steady. And we're going to push those elbows back and drop the shoulders. We're going to bring them close to our side. We're going to open them up. So when we do our rotator cuff exercises on the floor, this is what we're doing. We're bringing it out. As you can see, it's not a full range. And then back down. So right here, squeeze your shoulder blades. As you push out, squeeze the shoulder blades. And try to feel the shoulder blades as the mover for these arms. Good. And then we'll bring ourselves back down to the bottom. And we'll move those legs a little bit. Get them moving. And from here, we're going to just take a little bit of a step to the side. And we're going to come right back in. We're just going to alternate those sides. So you're going to have one leg bend a little bit, and then you're going to push off that leg. Same thing on the other side. Bend and push. There's different muscles we're going to stretch. Inner thigh, outer thigh, and all of these need a little bit of warmth and activation. So that's why we're doing this. Just a little bend of the knee, a little push, we come in. I know we could probably do squats for the whole time and you would be happy. Okay, yes, serious sarcasm, but that's not what we're going to do. So we're going to take those legs shoulder width again, get into our good tall stance. And we're going to go ahead and bend those knees. We're going to come into that short stop position. That means your weight is on your heels. And here, we're looking a little bit away from the floor. And we're just going to slowly rotate to one side. We want to think about that spine being straight and just getting that nice little lower back stretch. Then we come back to the center. We don't rush to the other side. I know you didn't do that. We're going to pull the shoulders back, stomach is tight, and we're going to rotate now to the other side. We have to set up our posture before we go to the other side. We're not stretching the right muscles. Good. Then we'll return to the center. And while we're here, we'll press that chest up. We'll rise up nice and tall. And we'll bring those arms all the way overhead, this time together. So we want to think about those arms touching your ears or even being behind your ears. So that deep breath is going to lift the belly button up so we can stretch to the ceiling, and then we'll come over to one side. Let your knees soften a little bit. And here we're lifting the upper body away from the hips. So each breath you take, think of that rib cage coming away from the hips. And when you're ready, take a breath to the other side. Remember, those arms are still pushing back towards the wall behind you. Take a deep breath, lift a little higher. Good, bring it up to the top, and we'll gently bring those arms down. And we'll bring it out. We'll squeeze that upper back. We'll bring them up into our cactus so we can squeeze more of the back. And then we'll bring it right back down. Pull the elbows back to touch behind you. Take a breath and we'll go ahead and bring it down. So we'll walk those feet in, and we'll go ahead and turn to this side, or if your yoga mat is forward, you can do that. But I'm going to turn to the side, and we're going to stagger the feet. We'll take the right foot first, left foot back, and just reassess your posture. So from here, all we're going to do is keep that leg straight in the front or slightly bent and hinge. So we hinge with a flat back. And I put my hands here to remind me that we're hinging here at the hips. We're not trying to round the back. Now, if you want to, you can take the arms out in front, but if that makes your back round, don't do it. We should feel that stretch through the back of that leg that we're right over. So if we come up nice and tall, we're going to keep those legs in that stance and bring the arms forward. And here we're going to drop the shoulders and we're going to slowly rotate over that front leg, so towards that right side. Only as far as you can, and I'm going to come face you right now, only as far as you can without falling over. Arms stay straight. Do not bend them. We're also stretching that upper back at the same time. So go ahead and bring it back to the center and bring it in. And from here, we're going to bend that knee a little bit. We're going to take the hands on the lower back. Now we're going to keep that bend in the knee, and we're going to return to that hinge. And as we hinge, we want to have a little deeper stretch. We might go a little further, but only go to what's comfortable. And here I want you to really focus on that heel pressing into the floor and feel the back of the leg, nice and strong. And as you take a breath, I want you to push that heel into the floor and slowly rise. Kind of feel some of the glutes and the hamstrings while you do that. And as we come back to the top, we're going to bring that foot back and we're going to switch sides. But before we do this leg, we're going to hit a little upper body. So we're going to draw these elbows back. We're going to center the head over your spine. And as you take a deep breath, exhale and think about moving those elbows a little further. So again, opening up the chest, opening up the front of the shoulders, and then squeezing your shoulder blades to help them release. Good. Speaking of release, let's release those arms into, of course, our perfect posture. This time that front leg is straight, or it can have a little bend, but we are hinging. So as we hinge, we can focus on that hip, staying nice and steady. We can push the arms up behind us like a swan dive. Anything to keep that back straight and flat. And breathe comfortably. So remember, if you want to, you can bring those arms out to the front as long as your back doesn't round. You can place the hands on your back if you want to. From here, we'll take a breath and we'll slowly come up. Nice and tall, reach that belly button to the ceiling, and we'll bring those arms down and extend them to the front, dropping the shoulders and keeping that posture tall as we take a breath and rotate towards that front leg. So we're rotating towards that leg because it's the opposite side that always gets tight here. Now extend those arms, keep the shoulders down. You might not get as far as you did on the other side, it doesn't matter. Use your breath to lift that upper body off your hips, and then we'll exhale back to the center. And we'll bring that in. And here we'll bend that front leg just a little bit, and I'll turn to the side. You can see just a little bit of a bend, but that bend is going to stay there. So from here, we keep that bend and we begin that hinge again. This is going to help us get a little deeper into that hamstring. Excuse me. And you can hold here, or you can bring the arms out. You do what feels right for you. But as we stay in this position, when we're about to come up, we're really focusing that heel pressing into the floor. And as we press that heel into the floor, we slowly rise to create more tension and strength through those glutes and through those hamstrings. When we get up here to the top, we'll bring those arms down. And with those arms by our side, we can actually bring our foot back in for better balance, if that's better for you. And we're going to bring the arms down. We're going to take one arm, our right arm, behind your back, and see if we can kind of wave at each other on this side. And if you can't get there, that's okay. Just put it behind your back, and you can rest on your arm if you want to. But what I want to do is take this arm and gently draw it down towards the floor. And as we do that, take a breath and let our head fall to one side, preferably the opposite side. So as that right elbow pushes downward gently, head tilts towards the other side or left side. Now we're going to take that head, let's pretend like we're having that picture taken. We're going to rotate that chin towards that shoulder right there. So we're kind of looking down and over and getting a deep stretch from here all the way into the shoulder, into the neck, into the upper back. Nice and gentle. Deep breaths, just let your body relax in that position. We're not forcing it. And then we're going to slowly bring that head back to the center. Nice and gentle and very slow. And release that arm. And of course, we'll do the other side. So we'll bring the other arm up. Now, depending on what you feel, you might feel more stretch here, or maybe there's tension there, whatever. It could be different in both sides. So we're going to focus that shoulder down, and then we're going to let that head slowly drift off to the other side. Now I am extra tight on this side, so my head's not going to move too much. But I'm not going to force it, and you shouldn't either. Nice deep breaths. We're thinking about the shoulder relaxing. We're letting that head just drift away. And then we'll use our breath and slowly move our chin towards that right shoulder. So we can even look down a little bit if you want to, but you can adjust your head however feels like it's a beneficial stretch for you. And if some of these stretches feel very tight, then you're probably going to want to repeat them. Bring it back to the center. Good, relax those arms. Yeah, it's not as easy as it looks. So from here, excuse me, we are going to go ahead and do some of our hay bales. And I know we don't have equipment. I didn't want you to have any, but we have our invisible, either block or dumbbell. And that means we can come into a little squat, and we can come up, hold that little squat, and rotate to one side. We're trying to keep our hands nice and steady here as we rotate. That also means that as we rotate to the side, those arms are going to stay even. We don't want to rotate and push one over versus the other. So this is just more of that lower back warming up, just through a range of motion. Your stomach is nice and tight. Good, we come down and rotate. Good, other side. We'll go one more round. And then we're going to test. That's right. We're going to hold right here. We're going to bring those knees soft, not a full squat. And our goal is to keep the hips forward. Now we're going to rotate and hold on one side. So I want you to think about your hips. Are they trying to turn with you? Well, don't let them. They want to stay front. Shoulders stay down. They're not up near your ears either. And then we'll come back to the center. We'll take a deep breath to reset and let it relax a moment. We'll bring those arms back up. We'll bend those knees just a little bit. Take a breath to the other side, your right side. And same thing, what are those hips doing? Are they staying forward? Are they trying to turn with you? Do those arms go where they should, or are they maybe here because you're a little tighter on this side? And just hold and breathe and lengthen. And then we'll exhale back to the center, and we'll let that relax, and we'll loosen up the arms and the legs and start to head down to the ground, because I know you like it better there. So we come down to the ground. If you don't have something that's cushioned and it bothers your knees, just remember that you can always roll your mat up a little bit and give yourself a little padding under your knees. So from here, we're going to be in our little tabletop, and yes, we're going to get some cat and cow, because that's going to teach us to push the belly button to the ceiling and really extend through that spine. And then our cow's just going to relax us and remind us to pull those shoulders back. Now, if you want to tilt the tailbone and lift the head a little bit, you can do that. If you want to keep it flat, you can. But as we take a deep breath and we push our back into that cat pose again, we also want to remember that we can gently push the arms away and stretch that upper back. So as you take a deep breath, feel your upper back stretch away from the spine, and then relax back into your cow. And as that cow is stretching, your belly button pushes to the floor. We're stretching the abdominals a little bit, pushing those shoulders away from the ears. And as we return to our tabletop, you have a couple of choices here. If it's comfortable for you to sit back on your heels like this, then go ahead and do that. If it's not, you can stay up and just shift your butt back a little bit. We're going to walk the hands forward. So that's where your choice lies. You can either press a little bit straight down with your chest, or you can actually push your heels back and then stretch your chest to the floor. So whichever one works for you. I'll stay with the higher one because I know a lot of people like that. So as we press that chest to the floor, your head is staying in line with your spine. So you're actually pushing your head back against our imaginary headrest, helping us line that up. And as we take a deep breath, we're letting the backs open up, letting the fingers open up, and we're pressing the chest, not the chin. And then we'll come up and we'll walk those hands in a little bit. And we're going to stack them. We're going to take them to your right side, and then we'll stack the opposite arm on top, and we'll do the same stretch. Now, we've done this with the block before in class, and sometimes we have to move the arms farther away. So as I sit back a little, it's a good comfortable stretch. You want to feel those shoulder blades pushing out, but if that's not right for you, you can reach the arms further forward or move them around wherever you want. But use that breath, open up the back, relax, let that chest press down a little bit, not forcing anything. One more deep breath and we'll let it relax. And then we'll come to the other side. So we'll take that left arm, put the other one on top, and we'll start to ease back. So you don't even have to get too far with the lower half. You can also walk the hands further away. So whatever works for you. Mainly focus on that deep breath in the upper body right now. So nice deep breath, feel those shoulder blades push away. Let it relax. If you want to go deeper, you can, but remember, we're not trying to get the shoulders out of the sockets. We're just trying to stretch the back gently. Good. As we come back up, we're going to go ahead and come down onto your back. I'm going to move a little bit away from the wall because last time I hit it. All right. And I'm moving this way so I can see you. Okay. So on our back, if you need a head support or a pillow or something, that's fine too. But as we roll down, we can gently draw the knees into the chest. And let's remember, we're not pulling with our arms. We're just gently holding it there. Our lower back gets a lot of stress, and it gets that because a lot of times our hamstrings are weak. So I told you we're going to fix that. First, we're going to get our posture. Pull those shoulders away from your hips. From your ears, down towards your hips. All right, we want to keep that back against the floor. So first, just a little windshield wiper. We're going to open up, let it fall to one side. Then we'll take a breath and let it fall to the other side. And then we'll take it back. And as we hold it, we're gently trying to press those legs closer to the floor. And then as we come up to the top and to the other side, same thing, gently trying to press those legs to the floor. As we come back up to the top, we're going to work those feet out wide so that they're about as wide as your mat or as wide as you want them to be. So as we take a breath, we exhale and we do the same thing. We'll let it fall towards the left and we'll hold for a moment. We're going to think about that right leg gently hovering over the mat and maybe trying to let it press down gently, not forcing it. We'll take a breath and return to the top. Take another breath and exhale to the other side. So the goal is to try to get the legs flat on the floor. They're not exactly going to get on the floor, but we can focus that left leg pushing down towards the mat and feel that hip flexor stretch. That's what pulls on our back a lot. So back up to the top, excuse me, and recenter those legs. And we're going to move through that 90-90. So here we're going to come through, we're going to press down to the floor, we'll take a breath and we'll come right back up. So rather than holding, we're moving. We're pressing that leg to the floor, then we're taking our breath, exhaling to the other side, pressing those knees to the floor, inhaling, exhaling to the other side, pressing it down. And as we come back up to the top, we'll work those feet back together. Now in the meantime, your upper body probably moved. So let's reset those shoulders away from your ears. Feel that chest stay lifted. And we're going to work those feet back into close to our butt for our bridge. So with a deep breath, we'll exhale up, taking the tailbone up, pressing high into wherever you want to be for your bridge position. And right here, we're just generally engaging everything from the neck down. So as we slowly lower, pressing one vertebrae at a time into the floor, we'll take a deep breath, and this time we'll focus on your heels. So press your heels a little harder into the floor as we rise up into that bridge. And keep those heels pressed into the floor, and then squeeze a little bit of the glutes and the hamstrings. That will help release the front of your hips. And then bring it down nice and slowly. And then open those feet up a little bit. So a little bit wider, or even towards the end of your mat, or width of your mat. And then same thing. Push the heels into the floor. Start to lift your butt. And then keep pushing the heels into the floor as we get higher and higher. So we're going nice and slowly. We're thinking of activating those muscles in the back of the leg. We'll push those knees out a little bit to the side. And we can see if we can push the heels a little harder into the floor. And then we'll slowly come down. So now we will walk those feet in. And from here, we've done this in class with a block where we have our feet on top of the block. But we're not using anything today. We're just going to gently lift our toes up. Not too high off the floor, just barely. And here, we're going to push the heels into the floor, into that bridge. We're going to come back down without letting your butt touch the floor. And then we're going to raise up again. So we're going to think about using those hamstrings now. Don't let the butt touch the floor. Raise up again. We're just going to do 2 more. Try to feel those hamstrings. Raise them up. 1 more time. Try to keep those toes relaxed but not on the floor. And then right there we'll slowly lower, giving those hamstrings a little bit of strength. Then we're going to straighten your left leg. And we're going to raise it up. And once it gets up towards your knee, you're going to stay right there. So we come down a little below the knee and come back up. So our leg swings are small motion. We're just letting it go to the knee and coming back up. We're controlling it. We are trying to have it stretch back a little further. But we're not going to use the hands yet. Sometimes we use the strap. And then we're going to stop about there. We can bring those hands, and the hands are there to support your leg. All right, you're not using your arms to pull your leg back. You're letting your leg stay straight. The hands are there to help hold it up. Sometimes we get that backwards. So here, as we take a breath, let's think about that leg coming back. See where it can get, and then allow the hands to hold it there. So your hands can become your strap that you use when you're stretching. But ultimately, even with the strap, we should be able to say, let go, and the legs stay in that same position. So from here, we will take a deep breath. And as you know, we're going to let that leg go out to the side. So as it goes out to the side, it might actually go down closer to the other leg. Let it go out where it wants. Keep your back on the floor. You're not going to roll over onto your side. So here comes the challenge. Take your elbows, press them into the floor on either side of your body. That'll keep your upper body straight. Now with that leg out to the side, can we move it gently, an inch one way, an inch the other? A little back and forth. Just a little bit of movement. Trying to open up that inner thigh, which is part of your hamstring and gets very tight. It can cause a lot of problems. So a little range of motion, and then see where it stays. And be realistic, because if you feel like you're really struggling to keep it there, back off. If you have to struggle, your body's going to tense, and then it's not going to respond. So let it relax. See if it wants to move a little more. Sometimes it settles in and goes back a little bit. And then we'll bend it. We'll bring it back up to the top. And right here, I'm not sure if I'm going to have room, but we'll take that leg straight up. We'll retest it. And then we're going to let it fall over your body. So I'm going to turn real quick. Let it fall over the body. Now those elbows are still on the floor, aren't they? Yeah, you're not rolling on your side. Both elbows on the floor. Try to get your shoulders on the floor, but they might not stay there. So that leg goes across the body. Depending on if you're tight or not, it might be low like mine, or it might be straight out. But either way, we're going to get little ranges of motion and try not to kick and ruin anything or kick and break anything. So that little range of motion, we want to feel that range of motion giving us that stretch through the outer thigh and the lower back. And it doesn't have to move far. Just getting that movement. And that's all you're doing, then just holding it. Seeing where you can hold it. Our body responds best over time. We can't force it into these positions. So bring that leg back. Come back to that bent knee position. So from here, before we move to the other side, let's tilt the hips to the ceiling. Get that pelvic tilt. So what we're doing with that is we have a gap in the low back. We're going to press it into the floor. That's going to help engage our lower abs, but it's also going to stretch our lower back. So press down into the floor and release one more time. Now, before we go on to leg number 2, we are going to take leg number 1 back up to where we started and see if it's any better. Does it move back a little easier? Can it stay in that position, or does it spring forward? Well, let's see. Can we move it a little bit? Will it stay? Over time, it will stay easier and easier, and then eventually you'll be touching your head with your toe. Maybe. So on this one, we're going to take your other side. So we're going to hold it up first. Know that it's the spotlight leg, and then just little teeny movement. So we don't want to go too far below the knee, because that's going to arch our back and put some stress in our back. So coming back and forth. Now, leg can be straight or slightly bent. I've got some issues with this side, so my leg's probably more bent on this side than it was the other. But again, you do what's right for you. It's all going to help if you do it the right way, in the sense that you're breathing, you're moving slowly, you're keeping your range of motion correct. It all happens in time. Unfortunately, we don't always have the patience for it. So we're going to hold it there. The straighter you can get it, the better. But again, keep things relative. So I'm going to keep mine a little bit bent. See if it'll come back. You do the same. See if your leg will come back a little more. You can use the hand to support it, to hold it there a little longer. Sometimes it doesn't want to stay by itself. We can support it, but we're not going to pull it. So we can take a breath and we can let go and see if it'll move again. Sometimes just holding it in that position helps it to release and to move. Sometimes we have to caress it a little more. So from here, we'll see where we are, and then we'll take it out to the side. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to turn around a little bit. All right, we'll take that leg out to the side. I know mine's not going to have a good range of motion anyway. So once we're out here, it's that inner thigh stretch. So yes, shoulders stay down a little bit easier on this side, and we start to do that range of motion, that little range of motion. And your leg may be higher than mine. Whatever it is, you just get some movement into it. Because that inner thigh is very tight. It connects straight to your knee and to your lower back. So we have a lot of times issues with that. It causes knee and back problems. So get that little motion. Now let's hold it. Maybe it's straight, or maybe yours is a little bent, but just hold it. And then see if that range of motion will move at all. And sometimes this is where we get into trouble, because we do use the strap sometimes. And sometimes that strap will pull it more than it really should, and it's counterproductive. So see if that leg can move a little bit more. I'm going to move it myself. See if it'll move a little bit more. And remember, you should be breathing steadily. All right? If you're finding you're holding your breath, then you're pushing too much. So we'll see if it moves a little bit more. One more time. And then we'll release it. And we'll bend it, and we'll bring it in. And from here, we'll reset those arms, because when we go across the body, they're going to want to come up. So wherever this leg is comfortable in that hamstring stretch, we'll let it come across the body. And this is where we really have to work on this opposite side, or actually it's the same side as the leg, staying down. And once that leg is over, see if you can straighten it. And we'll leave a little bit of movement. Just think of it as a little bit of movement. I know we say leg swings, but a little movement back and forth is what we're wanting. And it's just like the Frankensteins and everything else, just trying to get it to move through a range of motion. And then hold it and see if that end range of motion improved or not. And breathe. I know this is really tough for me because it's a very tight side, so I'm trying not to overdo. Just like I tell you guys, don't overdo. And then see where you can get it. Does it want to move? Does it want to stay? And then we'll bring it back in. And right there, we'll get a little pelvic tilt to reset. So we're actually stretching that low back, getting a little bit of strength in the abdominals, because sometimes those hamstrings, when they're tight, Obviously, they're going to pull on your lower back, so we're just resetting. Good. So from here, we're going to walk the feet together. We're going to let them fall out to the side, little butterfly. So we can do little, I don't want to say bounce or pulse, but little movements with those legs. Or we can just also hold them. And then we can take a breath, relax a second, and see if we can move those heels closer to our butt. And then just hold that. So there's a difference between holding and getting movement in a range of motion versus bouncing. We don't want to bounce. Moving through a range of motion, yes. So bring those legs up. We're going to take your left leg. We're going to go ankle on the opposite knee. And right here, we're just going to very gently apply a little bit of pressure here, just as if we're just reminding our leg that, hey, yeah, you're supposed to be over there. It really should be straight over there, whatever that is. But we're not going to force it. It will in time, maybe. But in the meantime, we're going to take that other leg, lift it off the floor. So I know this is our figure 4 or floating pigeon. But we try to keep those arms relaxed and then just push back, using that leg to push our body back and using our tailbone to lift to the ceiling a little bit. That way we're not undoing all that we already stretched on the upper body. So as we bring that leg down, we're going to come into our corkscrew, cross it over, let it fall to one side. And then reassess your upper body. Shoulders are down, because this is where we get that lower back stretch and that hip flexor stretch. So take it, relax it, breathe. And then think about engaging your abdominals to lift those legs up and move them to the other side. And once the legs get there, that's only half of it. The other half is our upper body. It might be easier for you to put the arm out to the side to keep the upper body down. But again, these are more intense lower back stretches. So breathe with it. Let the breath be the thing that stretches you. Bring it back to the top. Uncross that leg, and before we do the other side, a little reset. We can gently pull the knees into the chest. And I say pull the knees into the chest, I mean using the lower body, not your arms. The arms would be there, remember, just kind of hold it gently. They don't do the work. And then we bring it down. And then we'll take that other leg, which I guess is your right leg, ankle on the opposite knee. We'll make sure we have the shoulders away from the ears as we lift the foot up and use it to press in. Now what's going to happen is you'll press in, but then it'll try to push back if you're very tight. If you're not, it'll be fine, it'll stay, no problem. But I know I'm tight on this side, so I keep finding it drifts forward. So what I do is every once in a while, I'll take a breath and I'll draw that leg in. Take that left leg and pull it in a little bit. Hold it, it starts to kind of go away, pull it back in. So it's almost like an active stretch. And then we'll slowly lower that, let it cross over, and let it fall to whichever side you want. I'm going to start with the left side here. And then make sure those shoulders stay down, because there's a big difference. If it's up like that, you're not going to get as much stretch in the lower back. So pull that elbow out to the side, even let your arms stretch out to the side. Use that deep breath. I think I told you guys it's a relaxing stretch. It's not going to be as intense sometimes as we do regularly in class. So let's bring that leg, let those legs back up, and then to the other side. So yes, we let them fall, but then we reset the upper body. And then we focus our breath. Remember, that breath is lifting your body away from your hips. That's the whole goal. And breathe with it. Let it sink. And then we'll bring it back to the top, and we will uncross those legs and a gentle knees towards the chest. So the hands are just holding them, not forcing it, no tension on those arms. As we put those feet down, we're going to reset that upper body, pull the shoulders towards the hips. We're going to come back to our pelvic tilt because it does so many things for us. Right now, if we're in our proper posture on the floor, the chest is lifted, the shoulders are back on the floor. There's a gap between your back and the floor. If we press the back into the floor, it's almost like an upside down cat stretch. And if we release, we don't need to overextend it. We just let it relax, and we take a deep breath and we do that upside down or maybe prone cat stretch. Pulling that stomach in. Good. And then we'll release and we'll roll onto your side. Roll onto the right side or left side, whichever one you want. There might be a time where you won't be facing me, but we're going to stack those feet, but try to get them a little in a straight line. We can keep them bent. Yes, we're going to take that top leg. We're going to try to find it. And then we're going to take that thigh and try to move it back. Yes, without falling over. And we do that by tilting the tailbone just a little underneath you and not trying to make this a huge movement. Now, if you can't find that foot and you know it's there, it might be too tight. So instead, you can take the bottom leg. Sometimes it's easier to reach the bottom foot and you can ease it back. You can also do that right now if you want to do both of them. But we just hold that position, very important position to help stretch that leg. And breathe. And then we can release that. And from here, you can roll over on the other side. If I roll over, you're going to be seeing my backside, and that's not fun. So I'm going to come up and roll to my other side. But either way, we're doing the other side. But first, we stack ourselves. We get kind of nicely aligned. We can support the head. And the whole goal is to have that knee and thigh right up next to the other one. So if you're tight, it might be out here in front. You don't want that. You want it to line up with your spine. That's why we move the thigh back. And yes, you can do this in bed if you want to. You can do it standing. If this foot isn't cooperating, you can try for the other foot. And then you're still getting both of them. Sometimes one's easier than the other. And if you want to go ahead and switch to the bottom foot now, you can do that too. And again, that's thigh going backwards. All right, so we're not really pulling it up. We're just moving the thigh gently back. And breathing. That's the thing with our stretches. We have to do them consistently to make progress. Once a week, unfortunately, is not enough. But that's also the nice thing if you're doing your weight training, because that's going to stretch you through those ranges of motion. So from here, we're going to push up onto your side. Yep, nice and gentle. And we can come back to our hands and knees. Unless you want to stay on the floor and go back to sleep, that's fine too. So from here, we'll point the toes to the floor. We're going to walk back slowly, moving from the ball of the feet just into a little fold here. Now here, once we have our balance, we're going to open up those legs. We'll brace ourselves on the knees again. Then we can shift into that short stop position, looking a little bit away from here, not coming up too fast. And right here, we'll take a deep breath. And then we'll slowly rise up. And we'll come back to the center point with our feet about shoulder width apart. And from here, we will bring those arms back out to the side, press them back further. They should open up easier now that we've stretched everything out, because it is all connected. When we come up high, those arms should easily go behind our heads. They might have started out here in the beginning, maybe got towards the head, and now they're far back there. And what we're going to do is bring those hands, take them to the outside of the head, and we're going to just push those elbows back. We're going to bring them in. Deep breath. Push them back, exhale. Take that breath again. And bring them in to relax. pull them through. So from here, we're going to reset our posture. We've got that tailbone right underneath us. Our arms come down relaxed. We're back into a perfect posture. The head presses back. Anytime you find yourself today eating or reading or driving and you start to get smaller and smaller, reset. Take a second. Sit up tall. Pull the shoulders back and down. Nobody even notices it. These are very subtle movements, but they take so much stress off of your upper back and your neck, and that's why they're so important. And the most important one is taking your head and pressing it gently into your headrest in the car. That's probably where we have a lot of really poor posture. So every time we can check and reset ourselves, we notice that our posture is fading, we pull it back, we strengthen the chest, we strengthen the back and stick out the chest. We realign everything. It feels awkward to us because we're not used to being in the right position. But the more we practice, well, the more it makes it permanent. Because you know, practice doesn't make it perfect. Just because you practice something a lot is never going to make it perfect if you're practicing wrong. So take a couple seconds each day to practice the perfect posture. As you take a deep breath, and we can feel how long we've gotten right through the body, almost touch that ceiling. We're always going to end in our perfect posture, feeling the best that we can. So that is all for today. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on Friday. Bye for now.